and welcome. In this video, I'm sharing a crystal elixir recipe for shadow work and how you can use it for scrying divination. Shadow work helps you gain an intimate understanding of your inner self. It's the process of exploring the dark interior realm of your subconscious to shine a light on the parts of yourself that are hidden within the shadow realm. Uncovering these hidden aspects of yourself is often easier said than done, but by engaging your intuition, you can connect with your subconscious mind to bring important messages and wisdom to the surface where your conscious mind can be made aware of them. It's in these messages that we find the gifts that our shadow side holds for us. One of my favorite methods of retrieving shadow wisdom is scrying divination. Scrying is an ancient divinatory art that can be practiced with a number of mediums, from fire to crystal balls to clouds to water and more. In my Crystal Shadow Work Masterclass, I teach my students how to uncover the hidden meaning of shadow work symbols through the art of crystallomancy, or working with a crystal ball, especially obsidian scrying spheres. But today, I'd like to share another method for revealing these important shadow realm messages: water basin scrying. This method of divination involves scrying, or focused gazing, into a shallow dish of water. For this very sacred practice, it's important to engage your intuition and your subconscious mind to bring the hidden messages and wisdom forward, where they can be consciously absorbed and integrated for healing and balance. To help you connect with your intuition, we won't be scrying with ordinary water. We'll be using a special energy-infused blend. To create your intuition-boosting scrying water, you'll need a clear glass bowl, about a cup of spring or distilled water, but tap water will work in a pinch, your favorite intuition crystal. I recommend working with labradorite or black obsidian. You'll also need a bay leaf for another non-toxic intuition-boosting herb, a marker or pen, and something for cleansing like a bell, an herbal bundle, or even a selenite wand. Begin creating your shadow work scrying water by choosing a night to prepare it. Consider the energy of the moon phase on that evening and what magical qualities it'll bring to your water. I highly recommend creating this scrying water during the upcoming full blue moon on Samhain, October 31st, when the veil is the thinnest and when you can freely walk between the worlds of shadow and light. In general, when it comes to shadow work, the new moon is a great time to commit or recommit to your shadow work practice. The waxing moon, or time where the light is growing, is a time when you're drawing in what you seek from your shadow work. The full moon is a time for heightened intuition. The waning moon is a time for release and letting go of any trauma or wounding that you discover during your shadow work. And the dark moon is a time to get deeply connected with your subconscious and the shadow realm. On your chosen evening, place a glass bowl on a tabletop near a window where it can be charged by the energy of the moon. It does not have to be in the direct moonlight for this to work. Just get it as close to the window as possible. You can even place the bowl outside if you like, but you may want to cover it if you do this. Pour the distilled or spring water into the glass bowl and work with your cleansing items to remove any unwanted energy from the water, the crystal, and the herb that you'll be using. If you're working with a bell or singing bowl, just chime it over the items a few times. If you're working with an herbal cleansing bundle, get it nice and smoky and use the smoke to cleanse everything. If you're working with a selenite wand, just try waving it over each item and combing any unwanted energy away. Feel free to use any other cleansing method that you feel drawn to, just so long as you've purified the water, the crystal, and the herbs before continuing on. Next, add your intuition crystal directly to the water. I like to work with labradorite or black obsidian because they're great for intuition, but they're also connected to shadow work. However, as I mentioned before, you can use whatever stone you feel called to use. In a normal gem water, I would use the indirect method of preparation and keep the stone separate from the water, but because we'll be scrying with this water and not ingesting it, it's perfectly fine to put the stone directly into the glass dish. Just be sure that you're using a stone that won't react with the water or one that's too soft and might dissolve. If you're unsure, just set your stone on the table next to your water, making contact with the glass bowl. Or you can even use the indirect method of preparation and put the stone inside a separate small glass container inside of the larger container with the water so that the two aren't touching. Now it's time to add your intuition boosting herbs. I'd like to work with bay leaf for this ritual. So use your marker or a pen to draw an eye, a symbol of intuition, on the bay leaf and add it directly to the water. If working with a different herb, you probably won't be able to do this step because most leaves of many herbs are too small to draw a symbol on them. Again, if you are drinking this water, you need to be extra cautious about the herbs you're using, and you definitely wouldn't want to add the ink from the pen or marker to the water. But since you're just going to be gazing into this water, this practice is a great way to add a little extra magic to the process. Hold your hands above the bowl with your palms facing the water and close your eyes. Visualize yourself drawing energy into the top of your head from the moon above you, and see it moving through your body, down your arms, and out the palms of your hands into the water. This process will activate the water for your scrying practice. Now you may choose to let the water sit in the energy of the moon for a few hours or even overnight, or you can use it right away if you need to. You can even bottle your water and preserve it so that you can continue this practice in the future. If you'd like to bottle and preserve the water for future use, allow the mixture to charge under the moon overnight. Then strain it and fill a small, dark glass dropper bottle about halfway with the water. Fill the other half of the bottle with a preservative like vodka or brandy. Shake it well so that the preservative mixes into the water, and then label the bottle with the purpose. Here, Shadow Work Scrying Water, as well as with what crystals and herbs you used to create it and the date it was bottled. This should keep for about 3 to 6 months if you store it in a cool, dark place. If you're using your water directly after creating it, just strain it directly into a shallow basin for scrying. A dark colored basin works best for this. If using your preserved water for scrying, just fill your scrying basin with distilled or spring water. Again, tap water works in a pinch, and add a few drops of your preserved scrying water to the basin. Once your scrying basin has been filled, set it on a table or desk and make yourself comfortable so that you can gaze into the bowl with ease. I recommend practicing your scrying by candlelight at night or in a dark space. The darkness not only connects you to the shadow realm and to your subconscious, but by dimming the light, you're more inclined to utilize your inner eye rather than relying on your physical sight. Set a candle, or even a few, off to the side so that just a bit of the light will be reflected on the surface of the water in your scrying basin. I recommend using a black candle for this practice because it's connected to the shadow realm, but anything you have will do in a pinch. This is less about following a specific recipe and more about diving into the practice without judgment or concern about it being perfect. Once you're comfortable, light your candles. hold your hands in front of the candle, between yourself and the candle, not over the candle flame, and infuse it with your intention. This candle represents the illumination of the shadow realm and the discovery of the wisdom and gifts held within your subconscious mind. So take a moment to think about what messages, wisdom, or information you'd most like to uncover or unlock about your shadow side. What gifts are there just waiting to be discovered? When you feel ready, begin to gaze into the basin. Allow your eyes to go in and out of focus, and just let your gaze soften as you watch the flame dance on the surface of the water. Keep your intention in your mind and allow yourself to just be present with the experience. Remember here that messages and information might come through to you in many different ways. Though this exercise is a bit more on the visual side, the act of scrying engages your subconscious mind and your intuition, so messages may come through in the way that best aligns with your intuitive gifts. So if you're clairvoyant, you might see images or symbols or words. If you're clairaudient, you may hear messages being spoken to you. If you're clairsentient, you may feel certain aspects or parts of your body drawing your attention. Or if you're claircognizant, then you might just have an inner knowing about what's being shared with you. There's no right or wrong here, so even though scrying is done with your sight, messages can come to you in any form. Now, if you find that you're struggling with this process and you're not really getting any information, you can engage your intuition in a slightly more active method of scrying called wax divination. So once your candle's been burning for a bit, it should have a little bit of melted wax collected in it. Carefully and slowly, so as not to spill the wax or burn yourself, blow out the candle and pour the melted wax into the scrying water. When the hot wax hits the cool water, it'll begin to solidify. So allow it to rest for a minute or so, and then remove the cooled wax from the water. Looking at the hardened wax, what images or shapes stand out to you? What could be the meaning or symbolism behind this as it pertains to your intention? When you intuitively feel that your scrying session is complete, blow out your candles. If you'd like, you might wish to cleanse your ritual tools in your space again. Then take some time to journal about your experiences and any wisdom, guidance, or symbols that were shared with you. What does your conscious mind tell you about why this information may have been unlocked at this time? What's the deeper meaning behind these messages or symbols? And how does this relate to your shadow work practice? Write down every detail and insight you can, and do this without judgment. Just let the words flow out onto the page. Put this journal entry away for at least 3 days, and then return to it with the intention of revealing the deeper meaning behind what you've written. Reread everything you wrote, and then write a follow-up entry with any new insights you have. Making this scrying divination a regular part of your shadow work practice is an excellent way to engage with your subconscious mind and keep your intuition involved in the process. It's time for you to walk this path of shadow and illumination. I hope that this video helped guide you deeper in your shadow work practice. And if you enjoyed it, then I'm so excited to invite you to join me for my newest class, Crystal Shadow Work, where I guide you step by step about how to incorporate crystals, herbs, the moon, and so much more into your shadow work journey. You can learn more at loveandlightschool.com/shadowwork. But be quick, enrollment is only open until October 30th. To keep in touch, you can also visit me online at loveandlightschool.com or connect with me on social at loveandlightschool. Be sure to leave a comment below to tell me what you thought about this video and if you think you'll give this scrying technique a try in your shadow work practice. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, crystal blessings.